everyone. Welcome to our first Psychology Anonymous meeting. My name is Elizabeth Loftus, and I will be your session leader. A little bit about myself is that I do a lot of psychology work, especially with memory and repression. With repression, I don't know if you know what that means, but it's when you sort of suppress a dark feeling or thought, So, and then with memory, I work how things you're told can affect your memory. And so that's a little bit about me. So why don't we go around the circle and you can introduce yourself and say why you're here. And we can just keep going. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. Hello, my name is Chase, and I suffer from anterograde amnesia.
That's very interesting, Chase. And why don't you tell the group what exactly anterograde amnesia is?
Actually, I have trouble recalling what it is, so I have to carry around a piece of paper with the definition on it.
That's fine. Why don't you read that for us?
Basically, my brain can't form new memories. So, ever since this happened, I've been having a lot of trouble forming new memories, and it's hard to keep them.
That's interesting. So basically, in the first step of this memory process is sensory memory. And what sensory memory is the shortest form of memory. It's even shorter than short-term memory, which can only be held for about 20 seconds. So sensory memory, on the other hand, it basically, you forget it right after whatever is causing that memory ends. So the next step in this memory model is long-term memory. And despite the sensory in the short term, which where you can only hold the information for a very short period of time, long-term memory can be held for a very extensive period of time, and you can hold a larger amount of information. And this whole model of memory, the sensory information, the short term and the long term, was developed by Richard Atkinson, who was a psychologist. So this process of accessing these memories is actually called the reconstructive process. And when you recall or remember these memories, every time you do that, the memory changes. And the more technical term, I guess, is called confabulation. So now that we've talked about the different types and process of memory, we should really get into ways for you to cope with your amnesia and ways to overall improve your memory so that your life gets a little bit easier.
Okay, please let me write this down.
Absolutely, yeah,
Or
that will probably help you a lot.
Or I will forget.
Okay, well, one way that you can help remember things is by mnemonic devices. I'm trying to think, what's a popular one you guys might know? Oh, okay, so you know the never eat soggy waffles. That means north, east, south, and west. So you saw they took the first letter of each. And it's basically just sort of like a sound device that can help you remember things a little easier. The next one is you can use, recognition. So, for instance, maybe you associate Thomas with a beard, and so you can remember his name better. Instead of trying to be like, oh, what's this person's name, you can remember a part of them to help you remember that. And besides those two, you can use chunking to group things together, which is also a very good way of remembering things.
I'll try to remember that.
No problem. Now why don't we move on to the next member of the group?
Hi, I'm Ryan. I have retrograde amnesia.
And why don't you explain to everyone what exactly that is?
Well, basically, what retrograde amnesia is it's a condition in which I can't remember anything from before the time when amnesia hit me. So,
You can't remember anything?
no, I had it when I was 8, so I can remember anything after 8 up until now.
So now that we've talked a little bit more about what you had, why don't we go a little in depth on the more specific types of memories and the theories that sort of revolve around them. So this first type of memory that I would like to discuss with you guys is called flashbulb memory. And basically, what flashbulb memories are these really detailed accounts of events that you can pretty much remember throughout a lifetime. And while you might not be able to remember super specific events from your childhood before your amnesia kicked in, there might be a few of these flashbulb memories that you'll be able to recall.
Can we have an example of one of these memories?
Yeah. So if anyone who has really lived through 9/11 will pretty easily remember where they were, what they were thinking during that time, just because it was such an important event. So the next type of memory that we should discuss is called mood congruent memory. And mood congruent memory can be triggered by different emotions. So for instance, if you're feeling especially happy, then you might remember a happy memory. And the next one is called implicit memory, and that's similar with long-term potentiation, if you've heard of that. But they're similar in that they use past experiences to help someone do a task. And the next one that we should talk about is explicit memories. And explicit memories are the ones we come in most common contact with. We pretty much experience them on a daily basis, whenever you need to just remember basic information.
Okay, I think I'll go. Hey, Thomas, I suffer from aphasia.
All right, and why don't you explain what aphasia is to the group?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Of course. You have aphasia. Would you like to explain what that is to all of us?
Aphasia is a speech impediment where it disables a person's ability to speak and understand speech.
Alright.
Okay, I think I'll go. Hey, Thomas, I suffer from aphasia.
All right, and why don't you explain what aphasia is to the group?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Of course. You have aphasia. Would you like to explain what that is to all of us?
Aphasia is a speech impediment where it disables a person's ability to speak and understand speech.
So I know that aphasia tends to come up in people after severe brain damage. So would you like to share with the group what exactly happened to you to develop aphasia?
I obtained aphasia through a mining accident where a rod hit my head around Wernicke's area.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Don't worry about me. I'm savage.
Okay, well, do you have any questions about aphasia? Don't, you can cut it.
So I was wondering, are there any other methods of improving our memory?
Yeah, absolutely. Have any of you heard of the spacing effect?
No, not really.
Well, basically what the spacing effect is it's a way of remembering something through repeated exposure to it over a period of time, this is actually a really big part and what I want to talk to you guys about. So we can talk about this in our next Psychology Anonymous meeting. So before we finish this very first Psychology Anonymous meeting, I think we should talk about a very important psychologist.
Who is that and why are we doing this?
Well, the psychologist is Wolfgang Kohler, and the reason we're going to talk about him real quick is just because what he helped discover is going to really help you guys understand what you're going through a little bit better. So basically what Wolfgang discovered was something called insight learning. And what that is you know that sort of all of a sudden sort of realization feeling you get when you just like magically remember something?
Yeah, I do.
That's insight learning.
That's interesting.
It is. And so this has concluded our very first Psychology Anonymous meeting. It was so nice to meet all of you. And I cannot wait for next week.